So there was a pastor at a gateway church that we had talked about a few weeks ago. We have reviewed on this channel, and apparently the lady who was molested or violated or whatever you want to say, raped by this pastor, she's speaking out. She's speaking out about it. This pastor has stepped down from the church. Let's tune into the video and see what's happening out in here in these streets.
For decades, Cindy Clemishire carried anger and shame as she watched the meteoric rise of megachurch pastor Robert Morris.
Thank you, Jesus, for
watching him has been harder and harder.
Morris founded Gateway Church in 2000.
If you don't tell the whole truth, you're not being honest.
One of the largest evangelical congregations in the nation, with 9 campuses in North Texas and tens of thousands of devoted worshipers. He became a member of President Donald Trump's Spiritual Advisory Council. But to Cindy, Morris was the traveling evangelist who began to sexually abuse her on Christmas Day, 1982.
He told me, he said, "Hey, come in my room before you go to bed tonight. I want to talk to you."
He was 21, Cindy was 12.
He started by touching my breast and putting his hands in my pants. He wanted me to stand and close my eyes so he could lift my shirt and pull my pants down and just look at me.
Now that's a very horny pastor right there. Very, very horny pastor and a pedophile. Very, very horny pastor and a pedophile. That's number 1 and 2. Of course he should not have been a pastor. Of course he should not have been a pastor. He's a pedophile. Am I the only one thinking this, or is it just me? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. I understand, you learn, to forgive and all this stuff, do better, do right by God. And he probably went about that. He probably went about that after he got caught. He probably went about that way. But at this point, like, why even put yourself in this position if you know you was a pedophile? Like, seriously. That's crazy to me. But let's continue, man.
As a 12-year-old.
Do you remember what he would say to you, what he'd tell you?
Well, the very first time he told me, "You can't tell anyone because it will ruin everything."
She says the abuse lasted 4 years until she told her family what was happening. In 2005, after years of struggling, Cindy reached out to Morris and suggested that he pay her restitution.
No one can give me back my teenage years.
It was just last month that for the first time she shared her story publicly online. Morris had been sharing his version for years.
Sexual temptation is an appetite of the flesh, and I developed an appetite before I was saved.
As he rose in influence and power at Gateway, Morris sometimes alluded to past transgressions.
I was very immoral, and I was immoral a lot.
In June, Morris told the Christian Post he had inappropriate sexual behavior with a young lady and resigned from Gateway. Gateway told NBC News it is committed to protecting people, first and foremost children, and that it has retained a law firm to conduct an investigation. Gateway says before last month, the current elders did not have all the facts. Former Gateway pastor Stephen LeBlanc says
See, they did their thing. They did what they had to do as a church. They know, they understand, and they got rid of him. He stepped down. I don't know how he got there in the first place, but to each his own. He found a way. He found a way. This is a sad situation, though, for real, though. A very, very sad situation. Because at one point, yes, it was years ago. Yes, he probably not forgot, but he probably, moved on. He probably asked for forgiveness. He probably took his steps to get right. He probably did all of that. But because it was such a negative situation, such a negative, this is a disgusting, absolutely disgusting behavior, man. I mean, I had a gym teacher, right? When I was a kid growing up, I was about 17 at the time, and he had instilled into me at that age, he was just like, even before then, I was already not like that, obviously, but he would tell me right away, he's like, yo, man, stay away from the young girls, bro. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that stuff. Stay away from this crowd. Stay away from this crowd. Do it this way. Do it that way. He was very intentional with telling me, yo, this is the right way to do things. This is the right path you should take. And I looked at him, I said, yo, I fully understand. You don't have to tell me twice. You don't have to tell me twice. Not like I was doing it anyways, but you don't have to tell me twice. I get you. I'm trying to have a long, luxurious life without having to worry about a past, or not only just a past, something really, really bad. Something really, really bad. Something that will traumatize someone like this. This is bad behavior. And it should never be accepted. Never be accepted. And there's a point in time as a 21-year-old man, you should know better. You should know better. By 21, you should know. This is not acceptable behavior, especially if you're in the church. Especially if you're in the church. Let's continue, man.
Parts of Robert Morris's past were known for years. He just didn't know Cindy's exact age.
It wasn't cloaked at all. It was a common knowledge. And in a way, somehow celebrated that God had disciplined a man and restored him.
Even now, he worries former colleagues aren't being honest about what they knew.
I can't think of any accountability that they've taken other than to plead ignorant.
And you don't buy it?
No.
Other incidents bring the culture of the church into question.
So he's saying there was no accountability had? Honestly, there was not. Don't get me wrong. Everybody has their mess ups. Everybody messes up. Everybody stumbles and falls and gets back up again. But how do you handle this as a church? How can you allow this to be your pastor? Not even an usher, not even a deacon, not even just like someone just like taking down and passing out flyers. But pastor? The pastor was a pedophile and nobody knew this. Nobody knew this. It don't make sense, man. Y'all had to know something.
Question. Court documents show earlier this year, Gateway Church settled a lawsuit brought in 2020 by the mother of a minor who alleged she was sexually assaulted by another member and that Gateway leaders concealed and discredited evidence. The church did not admit to any liability.
They don't look at a child as someone to protect. Let's use the child in any way we have to protect ourselves.
In letters from 2007 reviewed by NBC News, Robert Morris's attorneys blamed Cindy, claiming she initiated inappropriate behavior. Cindy and her attorneys say that same year, Robert Morris asked her to sign an NDA in exchange for $25,000. She refused. Morris did not respond to multiple interview requests. While
See? They knew something. There had to be more to it. There had to be. Like, he tried to cover it up. He literally tried to cover it up. He tried to silence it. That's why he's stepping down now. Because he knows it can't be silenced. All of it is going to come out. Which, take your arrows, brother. Take your arrows. You shouldn't have been up there in the first place. You should have known better. You're a pedophile. Or you were a pedophile. With a wife at the same time. Crazy. Crazy. This don't make no sense. This is not church. Sad.
Gateway's review is underway. 4 church officials have taken a leave of absence from the Board of Elders.
Do you think even now Gateway is protecting him?
I do.
Cindy says what she wants now is to help other survivors feel less alone. Antonia Hilton, NBC News, South Lake.
Sad situation, man. Pure evil, pure drama. Unbelievable. Can't believe they let a pedophile be a pastor. Crazy. And they're defending him because he's the pastor. Like, literally, don't make no type of sense. None at all. But let me know y'all thoughts about this down in the comments below. Yeah. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video. Hit that subscribe button if y'all are new, man. It's your boy Dgotsauce. Until next time, peace.